Hi, this is Chris, Video Game Dust Leaves, and you're listening to the VGDS podcast with Bones06,
Yo, yo.
Dan Cow Dragon,
How's it going?
MT Shark 7,
Hey everyone.
Bargain Bin Hobo,
Yo-yos were weapons once, so I hope you're aware of that.
and Bronx Boys, aka Cassidy.
Let's do this thing.
Alright, start the podcast off. Here we go. See if I can get this going. Here we go. Sleeve it or leave it. What a surprise. First title, Mass Effects for the Xbox 360. Bargain Bin, sleeve it or leave it.
Immediate sleeve.
Bronx Boys, Cassidy.
Yeah, we'll sleeve it.
MT Shark,
Yeah, I would sleeve it. It's a fun game.
Dan Cav,
Yeah, I would sleeve this game as well.
and Bones.
Yeah, I'll sleeve it.
Uh-oh.
Unanimous.
That's a shock. Next title, Detroit Become Human. This is where we're going to break off.
Yeah.
Cassidy.
I think I'd pass on this one.
That didn't take long. Dan. Cav.
I haven't played this, but somebody borrowed this from me the other day because they really wanted to play this and they liked it. So I'll have to go with their recommendation and just leave it based on that.
Bones.
Pass.
Mark. MT Shark.
Oh, yeah, I'd definitely sleeve it. This is an amazing game.
Yeah, there you go.
And Bargain Bin.
I'm not really big on visual novels, so I'm going to have to pass on this one as well.
50-50.
Yeah, it's not
Not
bad.
bad. Next title, Fallout New Vegas. Bones.
I wasn't going to, but I think I would.
Cassidy.
Yeah, we'll sleeve it.
Dan Cav.
Fallout series are good games. Yeah, I'd sleeve it.
Bargain Bin.
I'm pretty sure if I leave this one, my friend Digital Blue is going to be very upset with me, so I'm going to sleeve it, but also sleeve it because it is a genuinely good game when you can get it to work right.
And MT Shark.
Oh, that poor man.
I'm gonna pass on it.
Oh,
I think that's the
Almost
first time I ever passed on anything.
was it really?
I think
Oh, wow.
so.
Mark
Oh,
sleeves
wow.
everything.
You
Sleeves
love
everything.
you like a lot of things, don't you?
She reminds me of somebody else I know in here.
Even
Cassidy.
I leave stuff more than he does.
Cassidy.
What? What are you trying to say?
Do you sleeve everything?
Pretty much.
Last
Oh, that's
title.
not on me for a second.
Last title, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. Does anybody know this even exist?
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think
Yep.
there's two versions of it too.
Oh, wow. Okay. Never heard of it.
So that's what happens when you have a variant hunter. Cassidy, sleeve it or leave it.
Yeah, we'd sleeve it.
Bones.
Does this mean Cassidy already has this sleeved?
No, he does not.
Okay, well, I'm leaving it.
For that reason only, I'm leaving it, damn it. Dan
Well, that's
Cav.
not the reason. I was just curious.
Yeah, I actually have this game, and it came with a free watch, so I would sleeve it.
That's probably the variant he's talking about. MT
There's a
Shark.
cover variant too.
MT Shark.
Yeah, I would sleeve it. I've never played this game, but I hear nothing but great things about it.
And Bargain Bin.
Gonna have to leave it for now. I've never heard of it. I would need to see some gameplay before I would decide to sleeve it, but until then, I'm gonna politely leave it.
What do all these sleeves have in common?
Choices.
Ding, ding, ding.
Almost
much.
like I wrote the questions or something.
Pretty much all turn-based games, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, Mass Effect isn't turn-based, but it does have a lot of choices.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it affects the story.
Yeah.
Next segment. What could it be? Guess that box art. First image.
Walking Dead.
Yes, sir. Ding, ding, ding. You are the winner. There it is.
What do I win?
You win the full image.
Nice.
That was quick turnaround, bargain bin.
Yeah, I try.
All right. I thought that would be a little harder. Apparently not.
We're usually pretty good at these.
Next image.
Chrono Trigger.
Ding, ding, ding. Bargain bin's on fire.
Wow, I never would have guessed that.
See the image? Look, there's the image. Where did I cut it out?
The hair was
Yes, sir.
the hair was a giveaway.
All right, that was the quickest guess that box art ever.
Yeah, that kind of looks like itchy and scratchy.
Here, I'll take it back.
I
Itchy and
see that
scratchy.
actually, yeah, that totally is a
I can
scratchy
see it.
anime face.
All right, logo sleeve of the month. Bones, you want to give it a go, or am I going again?
Oh, it's 80s and 90s Lost in Time. I don't even know who this is. Lost in Time, 80s
It's
and
lost
90s.
lost in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, Lost in the 80s and 90s. What are you gonna do? Sometimes I read things backwards.
Or you read words that aren't there.
Yeah, but I also read it backwards. So,
I mean, Lost in Time, it's a Ninja Turtles thing.
Oh,
I
man.
can't say
Yeah,
it too harshly.
it does look like Turtles
You
in
butchered
Time.
that so bad.
Yeah. Well, hey, give him
Okay,
a break. He's
I
probably
guess I
betting
should
on
do it.
dude, I don't even know who this is. I'm assuming this is a channel.
It's an IG guy. He doesn't do YouTube. But this is
Okay.
actually the third
Wow.
variant of this guy's sleeve. The past two were actually the same person.
Interesting, because I was just thinking that this guy sounded familiar.
So Lost in the 80s and 90s. He's on Instagram. If anybody
Okay,
wants to go
awesome.
and follow.
I think
check him out.
Cassidy needs the variant sleeves, the YouTuber sleeves.
Don't tempt him.
Who has the most variant sleeves as a user?
I think Mike Tendo. I think he has
Wow.
the most.
That guy has changed his logos a lot.
Yeah. That's to say the least.
Yeah.
All right, what are you going to put in the sleeve? Bones didn't ask the question. Let's ask it.
I'm putting Ninja Turtles in there, any of them.
Yeah, it doesn't have
Yeah,
to
that's
be
kind of what I
NES.
thought too.
It could be
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna,
anything.
I'm gonna find like a bootleg multi-card of all the Ninja Turtles games and put that in there.
That sounds the
That
best.
sounds good.
Only if that thing exists.
I would put the Manhattan Project in there.
Well, that's a good one.
Anybody else? Or did we cover
Yeah, definitely
it all?
Ninja Turtle.
Ninja Turtles.
Come on, somebody's got to say Tournament Fighters.
I would put
Well,
The
funny
arcade
story. I
game.
actually. Oh, so go ahead and finish.
I would put the arcade game, the second one, or whatever.
Yeah, I actually met Kevin Eastman, believe it or not. And I told him, thank you for the Ninja Turtles. He said, thanks for being a fan. I said, which one's your favorite? He goes, they're all my favorite. I'm their dad.
I mean, he's not lying.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, let's continue. Franchise of the month, bargain bin.
All right. So I decided to do something a little different. We are recording this on February 28th. And February, for those who don't know, you probably do, is Black History Month. So I decided to feature games that have black protagonists. So first off, we've got Starhawk, which is kind of like a what was it? Trying to remember. Oh yeah, it's a tower defense game. Then we have Nizo introduction, Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's Spider-Man. Then we have Mortal Kombat Special Forces. I didn't grab these based on quality, just so we're aware. And then we have the Elder Scrolls Redguard, which is a spin-off of the Elder Scrolls series. And then we have Urban Chaos, which is originally a computer game, then got shoved onto the Dreamcast and the PlayStation. And like I said, these are all black protagonists. So let's start with you, Bones. Have you played any of these, and can you think of other video games that have a black protagonist? And I'm not talking like you can set them to be black. No, I'm talking by default the protagonist is black.
Oh my god. No, I've not played any of these games. The only thing that comes to mind is one I can switch out to be Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon and regular Nintendo.
There's
I mean,
nothing wrong with that though.
I can't think of any. I mean, there's tons of black characters in games, but as far as like the main character, I can't honestly think of any directly off the top of my head.
Okay. All right, Dan Cav, let's hear from you.
I played Miles Morales, obviously. Special Forces, I think I have, but yeah, this is a really good topic. I mean, this is interesting, and because some of the like Starhawk I've played, but it didn't really register like, oh, I'm playing a black protagonist. I just play the game, and so I think that's good. Like, I'm really kind of colorblind when it comes to like the game I'm playing and what the race. There's a lot of Asian protagonist ninja games usually and stuff, and I don't really think about that. But so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm trying to think of any other games that might not. Did you say like it counts if you like a beat 'em up where like one of the characters is black and you pick that character?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that.
Yeah, or like Street Fighter, even Street Fighter.
Yeah, I'll work with that. Yeah.
Yep, there's some examples I can think of.
Okay. MT Shark, let's hear from you.
Yeah, for me, it would be the latest one I played was South of Midnight,
Okay.
which is a fantastic game. And I didn't even
Alright.
expect anything going into it. It was just a free game on Game Pass. I was like, oh, I'll check it out. And it was really good, even with the story and everything.
I actually haven't heard of that one. You said South of Midnight?
Yeah.
I echo that. That's a Xbox exclusive game, I think, and it's coming out on other consoles eventually. But yeah, they came out within the last year, I think, and it was Xbox exclusive. And it's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I actually thought of one, believe it or
let's hear
not.
it.
The 50 Cent game that they made for PlayStation 2, where you played as the rapper 50 Cent.
Yeah, I have both
Yeah.
those
What was
games
it? Get Rich
actually.
or Die Trying or something? I forget what the
Yeah.
actual title
Yeah.
was.
Bulletproof and
There's
then
a
Blood on
bunch
the
of them.
Sand. Okay. Were you finished, MT Shark?
Yeah.
All right, Cassie, let's hear from you. Have you played any of these, and can you think of other black protagonists in games?
I have not played any of these, and not off the top of my head that I can think of at the moment.
Okay. All right, Chris, wrap us up. Oh, that's cool. Well, here's your podcast or franchise of the month, and yeah. So I hope everyone had a very happy Black History Month, and let's move forward. Mhm. You're welcome. A lot of modern games have the choices matter thing. I I don't think it's as long as it's handled well. I don't really have an issue with it.
I would think it's underdone and should be incorporated in more games to increase the gameplay of said game.
Good point.
Yeah, this is a tough topic for me because as a collector, I don't play a lot of my games very far into the games, and I rarely complete them. So it's hard for me to say like which games the choices make a big difference. But I would say I would agree with Mark that it I don't think it's overdone. A lot of games I'm not aware of a lot of games that have this mechanic. So I think especially with modern games, I think they could probably use it more.
It's definitely, in my opinion, not overdone, nor is it underdone. But I don't see a problem with it being in the games, whether it's just a few select choices or the game could be based more or less on it all the way around. But it does also give it some replay value, so definitely it's a good thing to have in them.
Yeah, I guess I'd agree with everybody. I don't think it's overdone, and it gives more play value to games. So
It would be nice to have some kind of like hint that the choice you're making could have impacts. Like, for example, early in Bioshock Infinite, you choose a pendant for Elizabeth to wear. And I don't really remember the implications of each, but from what I understand, if you choose the wrong one, it could screw you over later on and you wouldn't even know it.
I think it's fine as long as you can still. Well, I think it depends on how long the game is. If it's a really long game and you make a choice early on that screws you over at the end, then it's going to be hard for somebody, and you get a bad ending. I think it'll piss me off that I wouldn't want to play it again because I made a bad decision at the very beginning, and I wouldn't want to play through all that again to get a better ending. But I think it's fine as long as they can give you a way to fix and still get a good ending at the end.
yeah, I'd say along the lines of the same. As long as it doesn't completely affect you, and you kind of have an idea of where the choice was that changed everything.
Yeah, basically what Dan said. As long as it, there's a way to go and change it, so that way you don't have to replay the game if it's a really long game. That would be extremely frustrating.
Yeah, as long as they give you pretty much a immediate heads up, especially if it's something detrimental that you don't play through the whole game and get all the way to the end and be stuck in like limbo or something.
So I do think it's immersive, and I kind of want to start with a game that features a black protagonist, but I didn't mention in the game of the month or franchise of the month. It's actually the Suffering duology. Basically, the ending that you get in the first game directly affects the beginning of the second game. So, like for example, you get the good ending, and then you're just riding the boat back to wherever. I don't want to say too much in case people haven't played it yet. But short answer, yes, I do think it's immersive and can be really cool as long as you don't get a thing that screws you up in the future title and you wouldn't even know it.
Yeah, I feel it's immersive because you have to pay attention to the entire story and make sure you make proper decisions to go from game to game.
Um, yeah, I guess kind of a neat thing that it changes how the next game affects you.
Wow, considering I'm kind of like Dan, where I don't usually finish a lot of the games, that's not going to be super beneficial in most aspects to me. Plus, I don't want it to really if you do fuck up or pick something bad, then it really affects the second game or makes it harder. That kind of sucks.
Well, let me ask Bargain Bin, who made up this question. How does that work? Like, the save file from the previous game carries over to the next game. Is that what it does?
Yeah, like it can read the data from the other game and like see, like, for example, at the beginning of Mass Effect 2, it'll ask you questions like which of these people did you save, for
Oh,
example.
okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So yeah, you are right. It does read the save file from the earlier game.
Interesting. As long as it doesn't affect it too much, I would I wouldn't want to like start the second game and totally be screwed from the very start. But I can see where that would give replayability. And it'd be nice if, depending on how you finish the previous game, if you could still go to different paths from the second game onward. You can, you're not locked into only the one path of the second game. Obviously, you want to be able to explore more in the second game without having to go back and replaying the entire first. So if it gives you some flexibility and options there to start the second part, I think that's kind of a cool mechanic.
Yeah. I do think that it actually is nice to be able to make choices that might affect some small things here and there, but ultimately will play out the same. Like, for example, in the Sopranos game on PS2, there's the point you walk into this apartment, there's a laundromat, and there's this girl struggling with the washer, and every time it gives me the option, they have the choice to be nice, be a dick, or be neutral, and I'm always nice. So basically, I feel like if I'd done the mean option, I had to fight her boyfriend who comes in later, and but when it chose a nice option, he just told me, "Go away, please," and I said, "Okay," and left. So yeah, long answer. It's nice to not have choices that affect the ending, basically.
Well, if it's not going to really make any kind of difference, I feel like it's just lazy game development. Because what's the point in giving me an option if it really has no premise on anything?
Fair.
Yeah, I'd have to go with the same on that. If it's not going to affect you that much, what's the point in it?
I feel it's pointless since it doesn't add or remove anything from the story. It's kind of useless, I think.
Yeah, I guess if it has no consequence on the game, I guess that's kind of pointless. I was about to say, like, there's a game I played where this came into effect, and it was Star Wars Force Unleashed, where you can be more Sith-like or more Jedi-like, depending on what you do. And that's cool, but that actually affects the entire story, so it wouldn't apply here. But if it doesn't have any effect, I guess I don't see much point of it.
I think it's kind of annoying when like you give me this choice and give me no hints of what implications it's going to have, and then later on it like destroys something or like it just defaults me to the bad ending. Like, no, I don't like that. I need some kind of guidance for the choices I'm making. You don't have to give me the entire complex. Just give me some hints as to what consequences it's going to have.
I think it's annoying because the game just blindsides you like that. It's
No, I would definitely find that annoying if you have no clue and you have no warning and something you do screws you over later. That would really piss me off.
Yeah, that'd be definitely annoying.
It better be a damn good game because if that would happen, I wouldn't be picking it back up and playing it. Like, I get they do it for replay value, so you can see the alternate routes through, see the alternate video clips that may be a part of it, or a good ending versus the bad ending, But yeah, no, that's kind of frustrating.
So, illusion of choice is when there's implications that your actions matter, but they really don't. Like, I think an example I was given was there's a point in a BioShock Infinite where it's implied you can do something else than what the game is asking you to, but it's actually a lie. You literally have to do what's being asked of you, or the game will not move forward. I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil it. Do.
I have no idea. Yeah, I don't think it should. I think it's annoying feature, but it is prevalent in games.
Wait, what is illusion of choice again?
It's like when you have the option to the game implies your actions carry weight, but it's lying to you.
Oh,
Basically.
okay. I don't recall. I don't recall any game giving me the illusion of choice, and it didn't come true. But I could be wrong. But so I don't think it's prevalent in game. I haven't run into it too much.
I think I know what he's talking about in Bioshock because I played all the Bioshocks. I'm pretty sure I know what he's talking about. I think I ran around like an idiot because I thought I could do something that I was not actually supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be doing the other thing. So, it's not necessarily. It can be confusing, but it kind of goes up there. If it's not really going to make much of a difference in the game, then why put it in there? But I could see it as something maybe to stump you up for a little bit, as long as you ain't going to be wasting 4 hours and be stuck in the same spot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
They really do.
Well, you got to wonder sometimes, am I just that dumb or are they that smart?
Yes.
Yeah, again, if it's not gonna benefit the game, then I don't see why have it in there.
I'm gonna say it's annoying because the biggest example is called Dishonored. It's an awesome looking game and the story is really cool, but you can either play stealthy or you can play aggressive. And if you play aggressive, like I prefer to do, you get the bad ending, and you have to do like a special trick to at most get the bittersweet ending. It's like no, I don't like that. Let me play aggressively. Let me have the good ending. Otherwise, oh, like another thing too. The Reservoir Dogs game, if you want the good ending, you have to just be methodical and slow, and that's boring. I like to just shoot people, but that just gets me the bad ending. So, and also, I only like to shoot people in video games, not in real life. I just need to make that clear. But yes, I find it to be annoying.
Yeah, I'd say it'd be pretty annoying.
I would say it gives some games, not all, but some games, it gives them more character because, yeah, some more like bargain bin, where sure, I want to more than likely run through and not be stealthy and just get to the ending, murder as many people as possible. But it gives the game something else if you actually do the sneaking through it. So, like, you're literally adjusting the whole gameplay in order to get that other ending. You're not making a choice. It's you have to change your whole style of how you're playing the game. So that to me isn't necessarily a horrible thing. It's going to be to each their own, though, whether or not you like that style of gameplay that they want you to get the good ending for.
I thought of a good game that a good example of this, and back in the NES days, one of the games was Super Pitfall, and the only way to get the best ending is if you play it on the hardest level, but it doesn't tell you that. So like most people play on easy or normal to begin with, and you play it all the way through the end, and then there's no ending. It says ha ha ha, you got bad ending. It's broken, bad translation of English too. On top of that, it was like ha ha ha, you got bad ending. Go back and play on harder level. So you play through the whole game, and then you find out you're punished for picking the easy level or even just the normal level. And so when that happened, I got really pissed off, and I was like, all right, fine. And I went through and played it through. I was like, I want to see the ending. Um, so I played it through again on the hardest level, and then. But the funny thing is, the ending wasn't really different. It was just like, it was like, great, you got the best ending. That's all. It was like, you played perfectly. You got the best ending.
Like,
It's just a screen of text, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, so so yeah, that was stupid. That's probably my
yeah,
answer. That's my answer number 9 too. But yeah, it punished you for like picking the easy level.
I'm gonna
But
do what Bones did and just throw that right out the window.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a frustrating game.
yeah,
It's not easy.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's annoying that they would do that.
So it's the PSP version of Spider-Man: Web of Shadows. So you have to rescue these two girls, and the first one was like super nice to you, and the second one's mean. She's always being mean to you, and there's an option you can just web her mouth shut. You get evil points for it, but you can do it. It's so tempting to do it.
Yeah, when I played towards the end of Detroit Become Human, you get to you can stand up to the humans in a humanitarian way, and that's what I ended up doing. Or you could like fight them.
Um, yeah, no, I think this one example I can think of where the choice matters, and it's done pretty well is like in RPGs, like Fantasy Star games. I think it's 3. You can choose who you want to marry. You meet several girls along the way, and then eventually you pick one to be your wife, and then you have kids, and then it branches off from there. And then it becomes like a different game. So there's like certain decision points where you get married and have kids because it's like several generations of families in this game, and so that's a good example. That gave a lot of replay value for that one when they use it for that storyline.
I'd have to say probably the very end of the forest. You're given 2 options to pick. 1, you get off the island. 2, you're stuck forever on the island. Which to me both were good because if you get stuck on the island, then you can just hang out, craft, build, keep hunting people, and just having a fun old time. But then you don't get to see the ending.
I guess I really don't have an example for this one.
So for least favorite, I'd have to say, trying to remember specifically. Circle back to me. I need to remember it again.
I would say my least favorite, like in generic sense, would be when you thought you made the right decision and then everything just crumbles apart in the end. And I believe this happened to me when I was playing one playthrough of Heavy Rain. I thought I made the right decision, but apparently I screwed up somewhere and it all went to crap.
Um, I gave you the example of Super Pitfall. The other thing I was going to mention was what I mentioned before about the picking your partner and whatever. Chrono Trigger, which you showed in the box art thing, was a game where I think you do that too. You choose like your partner, and then at certain points of that game. But if I recall, if I recall correctly, it doesn't really change the outcome of the game. Like it's still the same general path and the ending. So that's a good example of like where it doesn't really matter, I think. I mean, it's a little bit different, but I think the ending was roughly the same, regardless.
Man, I don't know. I've been thinking since you asked that one. I'm trying to think of a game that pissed me off with the decision like that. And I can't really think of any off the top of my head, but I know for a fact there had to be a game that I got all the way through and I was like, well, that was bullshit. And I just can't really think of one at the moment.
I thought of my answer though. So I haven't actually played this one. I've only been told about it, but it's called Harvester or Harvest or something like that. It's an old, really gritty, violent computer game, and basically the first two discs, you can be a nice guy, you can be a jerk, and then the third act of the game is like, no, none of that matters. Now, regardless of how you played up to now, it's just this. It's a clunky survival horror game, and then you get to pick one of two doors, and you get either the bad ending or the not as bad but still pretty bad ending. So I thought it made me want to not play it.
Yeah, again, I have no example for this one.
So as I mentioned before, I'm not really into the whole visual novel game, so the hardest choice was to continue playing it, and I decided not to.
No, I never played any of those games, but I do own Back to the Future for the Wii.
I have played these games, but like as you can guess, I didn't finish any of them. But like the Batman one, and then the Walking Dead one, I did play. There's like bargain bins. There's a lot of reading, and a lot of text, and that, and it's like more of a novel. But I did hear that the Walking Dead game is like heartbreaking. You have to make some heartbreaking decisions or something like that. So I never played far enough to see any of that, but I assume that's you probably lose loved ones in that game or whatever. But so I'd be interested to see if that's true. Like playing further and seeing if there is such a choice that you have to make there that matters.
I don't even know what this game is or what console it even came out on. And I thought I had The Walking Dead, but I don't even have that game. So yeah, I don't really have one.
Yeah, I have not played any of them.
They came out, started coming out on the PS3, and then the PS4 onward. They still have them.
Yeah, X-Men Destiny. I always play both sides as each character.
Yeah, but they did that with both Heavy Rain and Until Dawn, mainly just to try and get platinum trophies. But Until Dawn, I was able to get the platinum trophy, but Heavy Rain, I messed up somewhere and screwed up the last ending I needed.
Ah.
Yeah, I mentioned Chrono Trigger before. That's a game where you pick a partner, and then I did go back and pick the other partner later, and found out there's not really that much difference. So stuff like that.
Well, of course I did. I had to see both endings of the forest, one being stuck and one getting off the island. So, yep. Of course, I love that game, so playing back through it was fun.
I'm sure I have, but I can't think of one off the top of my head at the moment.
I don't know if like Ninja Turtles has the choices matter thing, but I would definitely give it one if it doesn't. I know. I have not mentioned it this whole podcast.
MM.
Yeah, I would think Resident Evil would benefit from that type of mechanic.
Resident Evil kind of does, like in the first one where you have to choose Jill or Chris Redfield, you know.
Well,
Yeah, then it's a completely different game from there. That's kind of cool, actually. I forgot to mention that one. But you know what? A good franchise that would use this is the Mario games. You know, like there's maybe a certain path. You know, she chooses Luigi instead of Mario, or she ends up with Bowser or something.
I mean, I'm just shooting at the hip here, but I would say maybe like a Wolfenstein game.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Come on, man. You could just pull out a Game Boy Color game here.
Yeah.
Game Boy Color, you got one. Pick one.
This is a tough topic. It makes you really have to think a lot.
Right.
This one did, yeah.
I did. Sorry, I did text one of my buddies beforehand. I was telling him about this topic. I was like, we got this topic about choices in gaming, and I don't really know much about this. I said, what are some examples? But he came back and said, Silent Hill 2 makes a big difference. Is that true? Silent Hill 2?
I haven't played it, but I've heard
yeah.
that. Yeah.
And also, he said, and I agree with this one. A lot of the old PC to Sierra games, you know, like Space Quest and maybe before you guys' time, but the text, you know, the point and click text adventure type games.
Yeah.
Those
King's
do,
Quest.
yeah.
King's Quest. Those do, depending on your choices. You know, the story changes a little bit. So I agree with that one.
I got nothing.
Oh.
No.
I got nothing. I haven't played anything recently.
Did you pick something up?
Oh, yeah. Let's go. I just picked up Donkey Kong Country on Game Boy Color.
We'll take that.
Perfect.
There we go.
Well, just like Cassidy, I have not played anything, but I did pick up a game. I picked up Apocalypse on PS1.
That's a fun one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll go with what came out just yesterday, Resident Evil Requiem. Just came out, but I haven't been able to play it yet. I have a big stack of boxes in front of my PS5, so I have to move. I have to move the boxes so I get access my system.
Super Metroid.
We were just talking about it, so I'll say it. BioShock Infinite. Happy to help. Happy to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Have a good
Later.
night.
Yep. See ya.
Hey guys.
Good night.